Have you ever looked at your career and thought, this is not where I thought I would be by now? I coached a young woman who thought exactly the same thing. She had graduated and had found a job that was in line with the field of study that she had gone to school for. But after she started, she realized the organization was just not a good fit. And so she left. What was meant to be just a temporary detour turned out to be several years longer than what she had expected. And so she started thinking, have I lost all that time? Not being in the field of study that I went to school for. And so if you find yourself here where you're thinking, the same thing that I'm not where I want to be, I want you to know that, you're not alone. And that the time that you have, been on this detour is not wasted. See, you bring a lot of experience and skills that, you can leverage, moving forward. Now, so what I want to do is just take you through the 3 steps that I took my client through that got her to where she is now. So the first thing is you want to acknowledge the detour. You know, be honest with yourself and say, acknowledge this is not where you want to be. Now, what I want you to do is actually talk about that detour. If it is verbalizing it or writing it out, write out what happened. What are the things that you've done in that detour? And look at it as these are the facts of your detour, that they are what it is. The detour is what it is. And that it is okay that you took that you got on that detour. Now, I also want you to think about the emotions that are coming up for you, that are connected with that detour. Is there a sense of frustration, feeling disappointed, feeling sad, not feeling good about not being where you want to be? Don't suppress them. Acknowledge them, note them, and get curious about what are they telling you. What stories are coming up for you about your detour. So become aware of that, because those emotions and feelings are part of the detour. So acknowledge them and don't just suppress them. So first thing is acknowledge the detour for what it is. Step 2. Now you want to regain your clarity of the direction you want to take your career. And to do this, you want to answer the question, what do I want? So think about the interests. What problems and challenges do you want to work on? Who do you want to serve and or work with? What industries do you want to target? What skills do you want to utilize that you're good at, but most important, that you enjoy using? What values are important to you that you want to experience in your work and outside of work? What are the skills that you want to utilize? Yes, I've already mentioned that one. So the skills that you want to utilize, and what meaning do you want to experience in the work that you do? So get really crystal clear on what it is that you want to do next. And then identify positions and roles that are aligned with what it is that you want to do, and note them down. Now, step 3 is you want to re-strategize. Strategize by updating, your resume, LinkedIn. The key thing is you want to clearly show how your transferable skills and experience meet the need of those roles that you're targeting. Don't leave it to the recruiter or the employer to connect those dots, especially since with the detour you might not be in the there might be a difference in terms of maybe you're in different industries. So you want to be crystal clear to the employer how your transferable experience is relevant for the roles and positions that you are targeting. So again, those are the 3 steps that I took my client through. And at the end of our coaching, she started off not being sure, just feeling like the time that she's not been in her field has been wasted. But by the end of the coaching, she was clear on the roles that she wants to target. She had a renewed sense of confidence in what she has to offer and what she brings to the table. She was clear on how to tell the story of how her skills translate into the roles that she's targeting. And most important, she felt hopeful about the direction she was now taking her career. So if you find yourself here where you've had a detour in your career, the time, your time and experience that you have gained is not wasted. You can actually leverage it for what you want to target next. So embrace the detour that you have taken in your career, and realize it can still take you to somewhere meaningful.